Right, so let's take a look at the Surface Pro 3 as just a tablet. So we won't be looking at the keyboard or mouse input on this. We'll just be looking at how it performs as a premium tablet. So right now I have most of my live tiles turned off, and that's just so I don't have to edit stuff out later. But one great thing you get about this screen is that all the tiles will update dynamically with your information as you use it. Now, one thing you probably want to be able to do with a tablet is get some work done on it. And so we have to look at the touch interface for doing something like maybe a Word document. So one great thing is you get the full Office suite. So let's just open up a blank document. And down here in the bottom right corner, we have the on-screen keyboard. Now I can do some typing. You can get away with kind of laying it down in this manner. And if you are really good, you can actually kind of type like that. A little hard to get used to, but you can do it. And then you can also quickly flip the tablet around like this, and you can type like this. Now, notice you can't quite get to the middle, and so the Windows tablets have a great little feature here in the bottom right, where you can change the keyboard input to be ready for your thumbs, and so now you can go ahead and type. So this is a test of the on-screen keyboard. Now you can also switch to a pen input. You can use your finger for this, but that's really not very much fun. So what's better is with the Surface Pro 3 you get the pen. So we can do this is a test with, you can just scribble it out. This is a test with the pen. It'll resolve that handwriting, and then you just tap insert and it puts it into the document. You can also go up here to pens, and we are on pen. Okay, we should be good then. You can just write on document. So it gives you the flexibility, to do, markup. You can highlight, if you say it's something important there, and you can change the color. So I feel like this is really important. You can do all sorts of little annotations and stuff like that. Now, one other thing that I like that's really cool with the pen input is you can even open up PDFs on the tablet, and you can mark up things right on the PDF. So you can circle things. You could fill out things on the form. You can do that right on there, and then if you close it and reopen it, it's still all there. Outlook is actually optimized for touch. Microsoft has done a good job, and they're going to be improving it even more with Windows 10 bringing fully touch optimized versions, full versions of Office or of all the major features to tablets. You shouldn't have any issues with productivity. The only issue is going to be the input of the data. The pen is super helpful because it makes pinpointing and being precise with stuff better. So the pen is a great tool. It's something that sets the Surface Pro 3 apart as a tablet. But the touchscreen itself is also very good. Maybe we want to do some games. So let's go ahead and open up a little game here. The performance is great, loads the game very fast. Again, these are store app games, and so I would expect them to run extremely well. And no issues with performance on here. Everything's very responsive. The touchscreen works very well. You're not going to run into any delay or any issues with any of the store app games. Really, when it comes to using this as a tablet, you're not going to run into any performance issues because anything that would be heavy on the processor, you're not going to be able to use with touch or pen input anyways. So even something like Minecraft that can run fine on here doesn't have optimized touch controls, and so it's not going to really be an issue. But one thing important to look at would be the store. Because we are looking at this as just a tablet, we need to see, okay, what kind of apps can we download? And I think you'll find that over the past couple years, Microsoft has gotten a lot more developers into the App Store. Some more popular apps, common apps have made their way in. Swipe down still does work to close. Now, if we look at the pen again, there's a button on the back that'll open up the OneNote app. So we click that and it'll open up OneNote, and if we click it again, we will get a blank page. And OneNote is probably one of the best apps for seeing the features of the pen because it is built very well to just understand when you are drawing something. If you're going to write, it's very good at just naturally doing all that. You can hold down this first button here and it turns it into an eraser. And if, let's say, we just draw a bunch of stuff here, we can hold down the second button and it will do a selection of that content in which we can then move around. Now, one other thing cool with the OneNote app is we can do something. We can handwrite. This is a note. And then we can go to review. We can go to draw, and then we can do ink to text, and you'll see here it converts what we just hand wrote into written text. So OneNote is really designed well to work with the pen. Has a lot of drawing tools, ways to change the color. You can do inserts, so I can do, let's say, insert screen clipping, and I can say, okay, I want this little piece of my screen. And there we go. And then I could say, okay, I want another screen clipping. And you can do like father and son. Change the pen. The pen also does have very good pressure sensitivity, so if you hold down really light, you can just barely get a little line, or if you push down harder, you can get a nice thick line. And you can adjust that more by the thickness, so we can go to a really thick brush where we kind of get that, or we can get really thick like that. The responsiveness of the pen is really good. You can kind of see here, if we draw slow, it's really good, and if we start drawing really fast, it actually keeps up very, very well. And we can just click on this again, and that should open up. Now we have a nice blank new page, and over here you can see it keeps track of those pages. One thing you'll notice here too, in OneNote, is you have this little in the upper right corner here, so we can say this is like maybe things to do. So you can see over here it just named it things to do. So it actually takes the pen input and converts it into a title. And the reason I spent so much time on this is because this is one of the apps that the Surface Pro 3 really does a great job. Everything else, I mean, you're talking about a whole bunch of apps that could each be their own little video. So let me just take a couple moments just to talk about the Surface Pro 3 as just a tablet. If you buy the Surface Pro 3 as just a tablet, the good thing is you can upgrade it later. You can buy the keyboard, you can buy the mouse, you can add all that later. But if I only had the tablet, I don't think this would have been worth the money it costs. Especially this model here, if you buy it brand new, it's going to easily cost you $1,000. And that's a lot of money to pay, even though it's a great top of the line tablet. If you're just looking for it as a tablet, you're probably better to look at the Surface 3, which starts at $499 for a lower end model. But again, if you're just looking at it for a nice Windows tablet, that's going to run all the programs. You're going to be able to run Office. You can buy the pen on this regular Surface 3 for an extra amount of money. It won't have quite the power of this one, but again, if you're not going to be doing any heavy use on it, this might be a little bit overkill for that. The Surface Pro 3 is a premium high-end tablet. It's running full Windows. It's not like the Surface RT. It's not like some other Windows tablets that were stripped down version of Windows. This is the same version of Windows that you would get on a desktop computer, on a laptop. You can run all those programs The good thing is that if you were thinking, well, maybe I do want it to be a laptop, I just can't afford it right now, you could buy just the tablet and then buy the accessories later. So I'll show you one more thing here. We'll just look at how fast this restarts. This was really impressive for me. So this is, on the start menu here, I'm going to hit restart. Hopefully there's no updates for it to install. And I'll just show you here how fast it restarts. So right now we're restarting, so it's shutting down all the systems. It's now off. We should get the Surface screen. There we go. So now it's booting. And we don't even get the Windows booting screen. We just get this little Surface screen here. And that screen immediately goes, it blinks real quick, and now we're ready to log in. And that's because of the solid state memory that they're using in here is really fast. I know other tablets can restart this fast, but again, let's realize this is full Windows. This is the same version of Windows that you would have on your laptop. That's my video on the Surface. It's just a tablet. Like I said, it is a premium tablet, but I feel like to just look at it as a tablet undermines it so much because it can do so much more than what you get with just a tablet. But I'll close with this. The good thing is I like being able to take off the keyboard, detach everything from it, have a decent weighted tablet that I can hold in one hand, easily watch content with two hands, and know it's going to be able to run anything I throw at it. So thank you for watching my video on the Surface Pro 3. Be sure to subscribe to my channel to get more reviews and things you can do with the Surface Pro 3, as well as other tech tips and helpful videos.